simple meaning of lemafreya.
Backwards.
Lemafreya. Backwards, out of order, in the wrong order. When we say lemafreya, it means retroactively. You know, that's one of the meanings of lemafreya. What does retroactively mean? That's interesting.
Backwards.
Retroactively too.
Not in order.
Yeah, whatever. It's something playing with time. Okay. So the simple meaning is out of order, backwards, or retroactively. If someone starts the Megillah somewhere in the middle and then returns to the beginning, he has not fulfilled his obligation. It was left to the Baal Shem Tov to reveal to us the deeper meaning, the deeper level of meaning that is implied in the word lemafreya. If one reads the Megillah, lemafreya, thinking that it was about a story that happened a long time ago, and doesn't realize that it's happening now, he's missed the whole point. So the Megillah, with all the characters, the archetypal characters of Ahasuerus and Haman and Vashti and Esther, and all this whole story, it's not about something that happened once. It has to be seen as something that's going on now. So there's a very special rabbi, Rabbi Dessler. Again, this is the pre-class.
Pre-class?
This is kindergarten.
I wondered why you were starting before 8. I never heard of a shir in history starting before 8.
Time.
And in the carlebach shul for anything to start on time, that's even more.
Of course, we're setting like completely new records. So Rabbi Dessler had this beautiful insight that there's 3 subplots and they all work together to coincide, and it works like a motor.
Where does he say this?
In Michdad Miliyahu.
Oh.
You have the carburetor and you have all the different things. Or you can have the body, the different parts of our body. Good. Take them all separately and they all kind of look very interesting. But put them all together, that's the whole thing.
On the Yom Tovim?
No. Yes, in the second volume, when he does the holidays. So in the first storyline, the beginning of the story of the Megillah is Ahasuerus' 180-day feast. Vashti's removal, because she refuses to bow to his monarchical request. Esther becomes queen. Esther fasts 3 days and enters before the king and invites the king and Haman to her party. That's all part of subplot 1. It's all part of the fact that he made this 180-day feast, as a result of which Haman comes in and says that all the women in the kingdom are going to try and take over their men. We've got to make a law. He was a real misogynist. That's not a masseuse, right? A misogynist is a person who hates women.
It's my job.
Oh, yeah? Anyway, as a result of that, Esther becomes queen. Second subplot, Bigtan and Teresh attempt a plot to assassinate Ahasuerus. Mordechai hears this because he speaks all these languages and he was part of the Sanhedrin, and he informs Esther to tell the king. She informs the king in the name of Mordechai, and it's recorded in the books. And then, beginning of chapter 5, the king can't sleep. He looks in the books, and at that very moment, subplot number 3 comes in. The king raises Haman up to viceroy. Haman makes everybody bow before him. Mordechai in the king's gate does not bow. Haman comes to the king early in the morning to hang Mordechai. So subplots 2 and 3 coincide exactly when the king can't sleep, which is the end of subplot 2, and Haman comes to meet him in the morning to tell him to hang Mordechai. That's the end of subplot 3. That's when they coincide. The king can't sleep. Hey, what did we ever do to pay Mordechai back for informing us of the subplot of the plot to kill me? We never did anything. Hey, who's that in the courtyard there? It's like it's the middle of the night. It's early morning. It's not even dawn yet. Haman, come in here. What would you do to somebody who did something good for the king? He said, well, I'd take him out on a horse, and right? The whole thing. In this way, storyline number 1, which is overturns storyline number 3, Because story number 3 is that Haman becomes the viceroy of the king. And storyline number 1, which is Esther becomes queen, she overcomes storyline number 3 by means of storyline number 2, which is the king can't sleep because there's something undone. In this way, all right, again, 1 overturns 3 by means of 2. This is like just to think. I can give you the pages because you can think about it more. Furthermore, everything Haman schemed to do boomeranged against him. A, he brought about Vashti's removal, which prepared the way for Esther to be queen. 2, he himself decreed exactly what should be done to one to whom the king wishes to honor. 3, he wanted to destroy the Jews. The Jews destroyed their enemies on that very day. 4, Haman wanted to hang Mordecai. Mordecai hanged Haman. 5, Haman prepared the gallows for Mordecai, but it was for himself. Maybe it should be written better. The point is, he brought about Vashti's removal, prepared the way for Esther. He decreed, he was asked, what do you do to somebody who the king wants to honor? He himself said it, thinking it would be for him. Wanted to destroy the Jews. They, on the very same day, destroyed their enemies. Wanted to hang Mordecai. Mordecai hung Haman. Haman prepared the gallows. It was for himself. Okay. Just the turnabout, basically. The whole concept that everything that the evil man, the wicked man wants to do, right, gets turned about in this story. Right. The question is, if we tell, like we take seriously what the Baal Shem Tov says, that we shouldn't read this story as if it's something that happened in the past, that it's actually happening now. What does this mean? Who are the characters? How will history end? Is history a Purim story? That the Gemara says that the students of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai asked him, why did this decree of Ahasuerus together with Haman, why were they allowed to do that? Meaning to say, what did we do wrong to deserve the decree of annihilation? So they asked him that, and he said to them back, you tell me what you think. It's very rare, the Talmudic discussion where the students ask the teacher and the teacher asks back, but he was a master educator, so they said, well, because they ate from the meal of Ahasuerus, right? They ate, and they ate unkosher stuff and everything. Hi, wow, finally I see you. How you doing? Great. So he said, that's nice, but it happened long before. It happened when Nebuchadnezzar brought the Jews down to Babylon in exile, and he made a statue, and they bowed down. They really didn't bow down to the statue. They bowed down what's called lepanim, on the face of it, just to show. They didn't want to die. But they didn't really mean to die. They didn't really mean to bow down to it. They only did it lepanim. So Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai says that is exactly what the decree of Purim was. It was lepanim. It was only on the face of it. God never really meant that the Jewish people would be destroyed. It was only in order to bring us to a situation where we would really fast and really take it seriously, and then, right, the salvation would come, and then he'd reveal afterwards, retroactively, that it really was not real. If I'm correct in the way I'm reading this little piece from the Gemara, it's weird because we see the Holocaust was not lepanim. It wasn't, it was just a decree and it won't happen. It happened.
Different.
It was much different. And so we have a problem when the Jewish people are being squeezed from all sides.
It was only on Purim that was lepanim, but not all because they was a lepanim.
Not all, no. But if Purim is taken to be a kind of a